Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. This session focuses on sociolinguistic phenomena and we. Well, the objective of the session is to enable you understand the sociolinguistic processes and how do they relate to us in our society by giving examples from the very society we are a part of. Well, my dear students, sociolinguistics, as I hope you know, is the descriptive study of the effect of any and all aspects of society, including the cultural values, norms, sets of beliefs, expectations, context, etc. And you see, on the way language is used in a particular society, society's impact on the language, and how this interrelationship develops and builds. Sociolinguistics has long been involved in uncovering how language and society interact with each other and how there are complex and complicated dynamics of this relationship of society with the language. There are certain sociolinguistic constructs or elements of this phenomena that take place, such as register, code switching, code mixing, dialect, different varieties, repertoire, diglossia, accent, and style, etc. And there are many, many more varieties of processes that take place in a society. For example, if we talk about code mixing and register, I would say code mixing is the process where in our society, when we look at it, people mix English and Urdu language, people mix local languages, regional languages with Urdu and with English. So, for example, mixing of English and Urdu, mixing of English and Pashto, mixing of English, Urdu and Punjabi, for example, all these are a process or a part of code mixing. Whereas register, that is the use of a language in a particular profession. Doctors register, for example, lawyers register, which means they use different types of languages in their particular professions or fields. Now, what I'm trying to point out is that all these processes, all these varieties, the dialects, the diglossia, style, accent, mixing, switching, everything, keeps on happening in the society. We cannot say at one particular time one thing is happening. For example, something related to registers is taking place, something related to switching is taking place, something related to diglossia is taking place. No. All this keeps on going on, and it is all mixed up and messed up and complicated and complex. And it is knitted together. It all happens simultaneously. So, all this happens where it happens in a society, and it is not a linguistic phenomena in itself. It is a sociolinguistic phenomena where the social factors, the class, the gender, the race, the ethnicity, the age, the education of the speakers and of the listeners, all these users of language, they also have their influence. So, all of these are emergent phenomena. They keep on emerging, they keep on evolving, they keep on growing, they keep on developing, they keep on changing. It cannot be examined either, practically just focusing on a society or just focusing on a language. We have to see them in relationship with each other. And they are, unexpected outcomes of the complex interactive dynamics of the society, that when all these elements of society interact with each other, all these processes, they take place. As an example, what I would say is, for example, 30 or 50 years ago from today, the processes of mixing of languages in Pakistan were not so as are they today. Another example that I would give is of social media language, for example. The impact of English, the mixing of English on the social media language by the users of Pakistani social media users is completely different from how it was a few years ago. So, all these linguistic phenomena are organically and functionally related to each other. Each one of them affects the other and in turn is affected by the other. What does this mean? It means they're all found together. You cannot, for example, study a particular dialect by separating it from other language varieties that exist around it. For example, the national language of Pakistan. For example, the lingua franca, English that is being used by people. You cannot study a particular language by isolating it from the influence of all these in that particular society or group where in Pakistan people are using that. So we, the users, are at the center of the phenomena. We, the people, the users of language, as individuals and then, as members by making the totality, the collectivity of the society. These constructs mix up with one another, they grow, they are dynamic, they evolve, they keep on changing. And hence they coexist in an integrated setting. Degree of this integration varies from society to society, from culture to culture, and from groups of people to groups of people. So, even, for example, within our society, if we look at different social divisions, the upper class code switches more. The economically stronger class that is more educated would mix English more, would switch English more. The middle class and the lower class would mix but would not switch much. This kind of mixture can be placed on a continuum, on one side of which exists the most mixed case and on the other the least mixed case. Apart from our own society, I would give the example of French-speaking society outside the cubic, where there is a tendency of using borrowed English words in communication, in business, and in other professions. And, using these words such as the word business itself or the word newsletter, etc., in French language, this has become a part of the norm and this is considered to be very, very normal. So, the processes are multiple, they are complicated, they are complex, and they are interrelated. And when any of them is to be studied, it has to be studied in relation to all of the others surrounding it.